I thought it was harmless, a little joke about another man. Something I assumed would make everyone laugh at dinner. I smiled, teasing lightly, imagining my husband would just roll his eyes or give me a small, playful glare. I pictured the room erupting in laughter. My words were meant to be clever, playful, harmless. I never stopped to consider how he might feel, or how deeply a careless comment could wound. I didn't see the storm quietly forming behind his calm demeanor, the tension tightening around us like a noose. The moment I finished my joke, I caught a flicker in his eyes. At first, I told myself it was nothing, a passing glance, a minor irritation. But then his jaw tightened. His hand trembled slightly as he set down his glass. I realized something had shifted. The room, once light and cheerful, suddenly felt unbearably heavy. My laughter faltered. I sensed it immediately. Everyone present suddenly understood that something serious was unfolding, even if they didn't yet grasp its full weight. He didn't respond right away. He simply stood, and the silence that followed was deafening. I wanted to reach out to reassure him that it was all a joke, harmless fun, but the words wouldn't come. My throat went dry, my mind racing. Everyone in the room seemed frozen. I felt the weight of their judgment pressing down. The humor I relied on so confidently vanished, replaced by a sinking dread. Then he spoke, calm, steady, sharp. His voice cut to the air like a blade. "I'm done." The words were quiet, deliberate, but they carried a power that silenced the entire room. His composure was terrifying, commanding. I understood instantly that he meant every single word. No anger, no theatrics, just the quiet authority of a man who had reached his limit. My stomach sank. I had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. The room remained utterly silent. Friends shifted uncomfortably, unsure how to react. Some avoided my gaze. Others watched, stunned. I had always seen my husband as patient, steady, forgiving. But in this moment, I finally grasped the depth of his dignity, the quiet strength he carried, and the seriousness with which he held himself. My playful joke had revealed my carelessness in a way I could never undo. He began walking toward the door, slow, deliberate steps that made every second stretch into an eternity. I wanted to stop him, to reach out, to apologize profusely, but my voice was gone. The words I needed to say refused to surface. For the first time in years, I realized I had underestimated him. I had assumed my humor would shield me from consequences, but he was showing me and everyone else exactly how devastating calm, controlled authority could be. His gaze met mine one last time before he opened the door. No words were needed. The look in his eyes said everything: disappointment, sorrow, and an unmistakable finality. My heart broke knowing that this was the moment our lives had changed forever. I had taken his patience for granted, and now I had lost in the most permanent way imaginable. He walked out, the door clicking softly behind him, leaving me in a silence heavier than any argument we had ever had. The house felt empty, the laughter of friends and family replaced by a profound stillness. I tried to move, to follow, to plead, but it was too late. The damage had been done, and I knew it with crushing certainty. I sank into a chair, staring at the table where we had just sat. My mind replayed every word, every expression, every flicker of judgment I had ignored. I had believed a small joke could have no consequences, but I had been catastrophically wrong. The man I loved, my partner, my confidant, had disappeared from my life because of my own carelessness. The guests eventually left, murmuring quietly, leaving me alone with the echoes of what had happened. Shame, humiliation, emptiness. I had never known such feelings. I realized that humor, wielded carelessly, could destroy trust, unravel years of patience, and leave permanent scars. My husband had shown me that even the quietest, calmest people carry a strength impossible to challenge without consequence. Night fell, and I wandered from room to room, imagining him somewhere outside, walking away from the life we had built together. I tried calling, sending messages, pleading, but I knew instinctively he wasn't coming back. Not tonight, not tomorrow. I realized the joke hadn't been harmless. It had been a choice, and the consequences were irreversible. Sleep eluded me. I lay awake, replaying every detail of that dinner, trying to comprehend how one thoughtless moment had destroyed everything. I felt every pang of regret, every ounce of guilt, and for the first time understood the depth of what I had lost. I had underestimated the quiet power of a man who had always loved me, and that misjudgment had cost me everything. By morning, reality hit harder than any sleepless night could. The house was silent, the bed empty, the warmth gone. He was gone for good this time. No dramatic reconciliation, no last-minute apology, no miracle. I had driven him away, and there was no one to blame but myself. The joke, which had seemed so harmless, had become a permanent fracture in our marriage. The emptiness lingered long after he left. I went about my day mechanically, every movement a reminder of what had been taken from me. The house, once a home filled with laughter and love, felt like a museum of mistakes. The cruelest truth settled over me. I would never see him again. The night of that careless joke had been the last time I looked into his eyes and felt the love we once shared. Weeks turned into months. I learned to live with his absence. Every social interaction, every celebration, every family gathering reminded me of him, of the strength I had underestimated and the consequences of my arrogance. The memory of that dinner haunted me constantly, a permanent reminder of the man I had lost because of a single careless remark. I finally understood that strength isn't always loud, and authority doesn't always need to shout. My husband's calm, measured, deliberate response had been more powerful than any outburst, more devastating than any dramatic confrontation. And I, who had believed I was clever, had learned the hard way that quiet strength demands respect. A respect I had failed to give, and one I would never earn from him again.